Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Word Podcast, a place where real thoughts, real ideas, and real words come to life. I'm your host, Drew, coming from San Diego, California. This is episode number 7. I appreciate you guys stopping by. While you're here, make sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, anything like that. It's much appreciated, and let's get this channel growing, Let's get it going. If you want to support, I left the email and the link in the description, so send me an email, find out how you can support, much appreciated, and let's get into this episode. I do have a little bit of stuff to grind up here, little bud, so we'll get that going. It's an early morning. I woke up around 2:30 or so and then kind of just tossed and turned for a while and then got up around 4-ish. And it's only about 6 right now. So early morning, early start. Had a little coffee this morning, couple cups. Got my coffee here. And I tried doing this episode yesterday, but then ran into some technical difficulties. Like always when I'm dealing with this recording on my phone. So I definitely need some new equipment at some point to so I don't run into these problems, Because it gets a little frustrating. I was about 25 minutes in and I was about to be closing up and then ran out of storage on my phone. So that was fun, dealing with that. But yeah, let's have this bong hit, start out the morning. I have not smoked yet this morning, so you'll get a first good look about my reaction. This was given to me by my dad. He went to the local dispensary in the area yesterday, and he decided to leave me a little bud to smoke. So I appreciate that. Because I'm still not buying any right now. Still looking for work, applying places. Speaking of, I got this cannabis job fair I'm going to on Saturday. Down in downtown or Mission Valley, San Diego area. So, crossing my fingers, hopefully something works out. Because I would love to be in the cannabis industry for sure. That's one of the industries I definitely wouldn't mind working in. So yeah, that's going to be coming up this tomorrow. So be doing that. And yeah. Cheers, everybody. Let's get into this. Got my coffee here as well. So it's been a little over a week now since I have uploaded a episode. Like I said, I tried getting one done yesterday, but technical difficulties. And then all of the previous week, I was basically sick. You guys saw it in my last episode. That was the very beginning of the cold or whatever it was I had. It's still lingering a little bit. Still have a little sniffly there, but feeling much better. But all of last week, I was basically down and out, and it would not be a good idea to kind of keep that going with the content. So kind of took a step back. Plus, I've just been dealing with this mental health stuff, man. It's just a struggle, a challenge on the daily, especially right now, man. It's really tough. I mean, I don't know. So honestly, I just don't deal well with rejection or abandonment, and I have a really hard time letting go of things, especially when it's something that I truly believe in and feel deep down in my heart is right. So it's hard to give up on that because, growing up, they always say never give up on what you believe in. Like you're always right there. Don't quit. So it's like growing up with that mentality, it's like, why would I give up? Why would I let go? Like, that goes against everything that I kind of grew up listening to. And it's hard, man. So I don't know. I don't know if that comes from, you know, watching too many movies, too many shows where it always works out in the end, and for the couple or whatever, like, I don't know if that kind of gets brainwashing into you, and speaking for myself, into myself, and I just hold on to false realities because those shows and movies, they're not real. So I don't know. But then then you have those positive affirmations and those positive sayings where they say never give up, and never give up on your dream, and never give up on what you want, and things like that. So it's like I have this struggle from two sides where I saw it from and built my thoughts around it. So again, I don't know if that's wrong, but it makes for a struggle when somebody is like saying they don't want to be with you, they don't want to see you, and that kind of stuff. And it's really tough. So I don't know how I'll get over it, or I don't know what will happen, but I just try and take it day by day. Some days are better. Like this morning, I woke up feeling all right. The last few days, I woke up feeling like shit, wanting to do some not good things to myself. So, yeah, it's been tough. I've been, this last therapy session, I really kind of had to face some tough questions that he asked, and it was some things that I needed. So it's been tough. It's been a challenge, but like I said, I woke up this morning feeling all right. Still gotta face the day. It's still early, but yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, but I'm just keeping it day by day. So yeah, I just kind of want to give a little update on that, and then also go over a few things from throughout the week. Last weekend, we had that UFC 246 card, so we'll start out there. I watched the whole card. I watched from the early prelims to the prelims to the main card, and I personally thought it was a pretty solid card all the way through. It was fun. We'll just go over kind of some of the main card stuff, not get into depth or anything, but just kind of go over some of my thoughts and things like that. Not like I'm any importance to the UFC or MMA community at all. I just enjoy watching the fights. So, we started out with the main card with Anthony Pettis versus Carlos Diego Ferreira, and Ferreira won first round with I believe it was like a rear naked choke. So it was a tough break for Anthony Pettis, but good for Ferreira. I'm sure I'm butchering that name a little bit, but you guys know what's up. And the next one, we had Brian Kelleher versus O'Day Osborne. And Kelleher won with the guillotine. It was a pretty good guillotine. He got him out of there in the first round. So the first two fights, pretty quick. And but yeah. So both were good though. Both were good fights, and submission. I think that was because the next one, Alexei Olenek and Maurice Green. Olenek wins with an armbar in round 2. I personally have never seen someone go belly down with the armbar, maybe a couple clips here and there, but that was cool. And this little fun fact was interesting about Olenek. He's, I believe they said, the first fighter to win in 4 different decades. So the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now 2020. So shout out to him. That's definitely shows longevity, and he's been doing it for a while, obviously. Definitely reminds me of Vince Carter in the NBA. You know, I saw this tweet from, I forget who it was, so yeah, I'm just relaying what I saw because, yeah, I don't know who it was, but he said, I grew up with Vince Carter poster on my wall. Then I got into the league and was playing against him, and now I'm out of the league and I'm coaching and he's still playing. So Vince Carter's been doing the same thing. I think they said he's played in 4 different decades now. So the 90s, 2000, same thing, 2010, and now 2020. So again, that just shows longevity. It's not too many people do that span of a career in a sport. So pretty cool to see. So shout out to Alexei Olenek, and he got that armbar round 2. And then we had the co-main event. We had Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington 2. I don't remember seeing the first fight. I might have. But they showed the highlights and everything, and it looked like a close fight, the first one, you know, and Holly got the split decision, I believe, on the first fight. And this time Holly just dominated, and it wasn't too many strikes going on. There was some here and there, but it was mainly Holly just dominating in the clinch and just having her way and just controlling position, and it was interesting to see. Raquel Pennington just got outmatched that night, and Holly Holm just proved why she's one of the best for sure. That was a good fight. So that went to decision, and like I said, Holly won, and it was mainly due to that clinch game on the cage and just dominating position. And then we had Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Man, so what can you really say? I personally thought this was a pretty good fight for Conor. Like, what else more could you have asked for? I personally didn't want it to happen the way it did. It ended really quick, 40 seconds in the first round, but came out swinging with that left hook, missed, got in the clinch. I've never seen anybody do those shoulder shrugs, like those shoulder shots that he did. I'm sure it's been done, but on that effective of a level, I've never seen anything like that. And then got him with the head kick, and just started ground and pounding in 40 seconds. It was done. So, this Cowboy is, I'm sure, gonna just figure out something else, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's fighting in a couple months. That's just who he is. He loves fighting. He just loves it. But it seems like there is a lot of options for Conor. I believe I heard Kamaru Usman has a cast and, might be out for a while. I don't know. Maybe that's just rumors. Who knows? So if he's out, Conor could, go after Masvidal. Got Nate. There was talks about Gaethje. But then there's talks of Khabib, obviously. But Khabib has to fight Tony Ferguson in April, and that's going to be a crazy fight. So it's hard to, how can you set up the Khabib Conor fight for the rematch for the title when you don't even know if he's gonna get past Tony, and that's, you know, that's just facts, because Tony is just, he's really good. And just look at the people's faces from the last few people that he's fought. They just get mangled, man. It's crazy. So there is a lot of options. We will see what Conor decides. I'm sure he's already back training and figuring it out, but we will see what happens with that. So that was UFC 246. Like I said, I watched the whole thing though. Good fun card all the way through, I thought. Oh, and then yeah, you had the Roxanne Modafferi and Macy Barber, where Macy Barber tore her ACL. And what was up with that doctor check, man? Like in the middle, like between rounds, like checking to see if the knee was okay. Like, when has that ever happened? I've never seen that ever happen before. I mean, I understand they've checked to see people's cuts and things like that, make sure they're conscious still, whatever, you know, but to check a body part like a knee or something like that, I've never seen that ever happen like that. So that was interesting to see. But Modafferi won by decision. She just she realized that Macy Barber had something wrong with her knee and didn't target it. Super nice, and just kind of kept the fight going, and she basically dominated and won by decision. It's tough for somebody to get injured like that, because now it takes out a good chunk of her young career, and who knows what will happen, if it'll ever be completely the same. I'm sure with the doctors now and all that, everything will be fine, but yeah, you just hate to see somebody get injured like that, where you have to take time out. And yeah, it's just tough. But like I said, it was a good card all the way through. I enjoyed it. And another thing I enjoyed was, wow, Eminem dropped his new album, Music to Be Murdered By. And this was a really good album. I had to take a listen. I haven't been the biggest fan of Eminem in like a few years, probably 5-6 years. I just I was trying to go through a more positive time of my life, and a lot of his stuff was just really dark and just crazy, and for growing up I loved it, and that's what I needed. But I kind of, you know, didn't really listen to him as much, and it'd be very rare when I actually went and did. I would check out some of his I don't know if I listened to all of Revival, and I don't know if I listened to all of Kamikaze. I definitely checked out certain songs, but yeah, he just hasn't been the biggest look for me in the past 5-6 years or whatever. But he's still one of my favorites. He still got it. He definitely proved it with this album. My top 5 songs just off first listen were In Too Deep. I really liked that one. Darkness. That one was crazy. I watched that video first before even checking out the whole album, because it just popped up. I was like, oh, what's this? And that one is just, wow. His storytelling, he's still got it. He's still, the way you can tell 2 stories at once was just insane. So that was my first experience into the whole thing, and then I decided to check out the whole album. And then, yeah, like I said, In Too Deep, Darkness. I really liked Never Love Again, Farewell, and No Regrets. And then I think there was another one, like Leaving Heaven or something like that. Those are the main ones that stuck out to me. I like when he kind of goes personal and talks about his relationship problems in a more real manner, like versus back in the day where he was talking about killing them and, Kim and 97 Bonnie and Clyde and that kind of stuff. Like, I like when he gets real about his relationship issues, because I don't know, his storytelling is just great, and that's just my preference, I guess. So there was quite a few songs like that on this album, and mainly the ones I had mentioned right there. So those were the ones I gravitated towards. I mean, I know in Godzilla he was at the end there just rapping his ass off and actually broke his rap god record. So that was just insane. I mean, not my favorite song or anything like that by any means, but just hearing him just go, man, it's like, wow. You just have to give it to him, man. It's like, that's why he is the best and one of the best, and just he's been pretty consistent too, He always drops good content. Like I said, the last couple albums haven't been necessarily for me, but he's still doing it, still showing what he can do and showcasing his ability. So shout out to that album, man. It was really good. Music to be murdered by. Check it out. Another thing that I saw was the Aaron Hernandez documentary, and that was a good one. It was really interesting. I remember kind of when that whole thing happened and when he went to jail, but I'm on the West Coast, so it wasn't as prominent in the news. I'm assuming, like it was back in like Boston area and stuff. But that was a crazy documentary. There was a lot of information revealed. Definitely check it out if you can. They say he had some of the worst CTE ever, and he was just really young. So that, that's pretty sad. That kind of shows something. But and it's sad for the people, the families who had to deal with their loved one getting murdered, and just all of it, and his daughter, Aaron Hernandez's daughter, and it's just there's a lot going on in that documentary that was kind of revealed. So I would definitely check it out. It was worth it. It was interesting. And then that leads right into the NFL games that were on Sunday, where we had the Titans versus the Chiefs and the Packers versus the 49ers. The Chiefs ended up taking it 35-24. Titans could not get that run game going that they've had all season. Derrick Henry could not get it going. And Chiefs ended up taking it. And they're headed to the Super Bowl. And next game up, Packers and Niners. The Niners won 37-20. Honestly, I didn't really watch too much of this game. I was feeling really sick. My eyes got really heavy. I started falling asleep during the game. But from what I was hearing, Packers just did not look good, and they could not get it going. And everyone says they were exposed. So Niners are headed to the Super Bowl. Chiefs and Niners will set it up in Miami. And personally, I cannot go for the Chiefs just due to them being in the Chargers division. So I have to go Niners, plus they're a California team. And there's just no way I could go for the Chiefs in the AFC West like that. There's no way. So Niners all the way. That'll be coming. That'll be a fun game though. And that has me caught up basically over the time. Like I said, this last week has been tough and a struggle, but I've still been applying for jobs and trying to do what I can, but some days it's really bad. But we will see what happens. I got that job fair tomorrow. Probably going to be hanging out with the buddy tomorrow after that. And then we're going to be watching the Royal Rumble on Sunday. And yeah, it'll be a good weekend as long as I can get out of my head a little bit. But that's always the tough part. That's always the struggle. But I'm figuring it out. Gotta make it work. And yeah, that's basically it. So I appreciate you guys stopping by, tuning in, checking it out. Again, make sure to like, share, subscribe. And yeah, till next time, everybody. Peace.